Welcome back to Module 1.2, Objective D, subtracting whole numbers. So when we normally subtract whole numbers, we can write a number vertically, just like we're adding, so that the place value are lined up in the column. Subtract only the digit with the same place value. And as you can recall, if we don't have enough to subtract, we must borrow from the previous place value. So let me just kind of refresh your memory on some of this real quick. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, so 7,512 subtract 2,295. So if I subtract by the column, 2 is not enough to subtract 5, so we have to borrow from the 1. So traditionally, we cross out the 1, so the 1 becomes 0. And when the 2 borrow, it borrow 10. And then we take that 10 plus a 2. So we put a 12 up here, and that's fine. So we say 12 minus 5 is 7. And that's fine. Well, doing it this way. Normally, I don't normally do it this way. Normally, when I borrow the 10, I go ahead and take the 10, subtract the 5 first, then add the 2. So remember now, what we did was we borrow a 10 plus the 2 first, then minus the 5, which is 12 minus 5, which will give me 7 down here. Me growing up, I've been taught to take the 10 minus the 5 first, then plus a 2. It's easier to me because I got 10 fingers, subtract 5 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, that's the way I normally do it. Sometimes I can even take a look at the difference between 2 and 5, which is 3. Well, when I don't have enough to subtract, I look at the difference between 2 and 5, which is 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Sometimes I do it that way. Okay, so, it just depends which way you feel comfortable. So this one is now 0. 0 is not enough to subtract 9, so we borrow from the 5. So the 5 now becomes 4. So when the 0 borrow 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 4 is enough to subtract the 2, so that's a 2. 7 subtract 2 is 5. So my answer, 5,217. Okay, let's try another one, okay? I'm going to do a slightly quicker. So just, if you want to write the 12, things like that up top, that's fine. Okay. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 is not enough to subtract 9. So we got to borrow from the 0. Well, 0 don't have anything to give. So 0 got to borrow from 7. So the 7 becomes 6. So when the 0 borrow from 7, you borrow 10. But you got to give 1 away to the 9. So that's why this number up here becomes 9. Because you got to give 1 away to the 8. So now most people say this is what? 18, right? 10 plus 8 is 18. I just say 10 minus 9 is 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. Either way will work. Now the 9 is now subtract 3, so that would be a 6. Ooh, sorry. 6 is enough to subtract the 2, so that would be a 4. All right, now the next one. 4 is not enough to subtract, so 4 got to borrow from 9. 9 become 8. So when the 4 borrow, it borrows 10. So that would be 14 up here. See, there's too many numbers up here now. I hate to write it like this. Normally, I just do it in my head. 14 minus 5 is 9. That's the reason why sometimes I just say, 4 is not enough to subtract. The difference between them is 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. So then this 9 becomes 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. So that will be my answer. Okay. So just different way people do this differently. I just don't like to write so many numbers up here. I like to use my fingers when I subtract because when I borrow, I know I borrow 10. So I can hold up 10 fingers and subtract what I needed and add back, okay, to get what I wanted. That's just me. All right, let's try another one. Ooh, this one is a tough one. So the very first zero don't have enough to subtract a, so it got to borrow, but nobody here got got anything, so we borrow all the way to the front. So that becomes 3. But every one of these got to give one away to the buddy to the right, so that's why all these numbers are going to become 9, with the exception of the very first digit, because this digit is the one started borrowing. So when it borrowed from the buddy to the left, it borrowed 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 6, excuse me. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So that's my answer, 1305742. Or you can say this is 1,305,742. All right, let's take a look at some application real quick. For example, what number should be added to 962? What number should be added to 962 to get the sum of 9615? So in order to find this number, we generally just subtract. The opposite way would just be subtracting. So we can say 9615 subtract 962. So that will be 5 minus 3 is 2. 1 is not enough to subtract the 6, so it borrow from the 6, so that becomes 5. All right, so most of y'all say that's become 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. 5 cannot subtract 9, so 5 got to borrow from the 9 to the left, so that becomes 8. When it borrow 10, so that's why most people just say 15 minus 9. Which to me, 15 minus 9 is not as quick as 10 minus 9 plus 5, which is 6. Same answer. This is my brain don't work. My brain is not used to taking anything bigger than 10 to subtract. Excuse me, that's a 6. 8 subtract nobody, so that's still going to be 8. 8,653. All right. This is a very interesting problem, kind of long. A man and woman sold their house for $132,589. They paid the realtor $10,607, and there are some other expenses of the sale. That's about $1,400. If they also owe the bank $73,000 for the mortgage, what were their net proceeds from the sale? So, once they sold this house, how much money do they get after paying everybody off? So there are different ways we can do this. Some students will just take this big old number, start subtracting the other 3. Some students will add up what we need to pay out and subtract from the total when they sold the house. Whatever which way is easier for you, I'm going to add up these 3 numbers that we need to pay out before I subtract. That's just my personal preference. So I'm going to take my 73,000 plus the 1,400 plus the 10,607 first, and this is the money I need to pay out. 7, 0, 10, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So I need to pay out $85,007. So now I can take what I sold for the house minus what I need to pay out, 85,007. So that's 2a, 5 subtract nothing. Most people by now just say that's 12, subtract 5, which is 7. 3 can now subtract 8, so borrow again from the 1, so that's nothing. That's 12 minus 8, which is 4. So our proceed, net proceed will be 47,582. All right, this problem, excuse me, is very similar to this one we just did. The sum of two numbers is this. If one of the numbers is 241, what's the other number? So basically, we are saying 241 plus something is equal to the sum of two numbers, 3595. So to find the other number, we'll do the backwards operation, which is subtraction. So in a way, these problems are kind of set up, kind of get you start thinking about algebra. Algebra is everything that's backwards. Begin to get you thinking about that. Excuse me. 5 minus 1 is 4. This is 5, 3, and 3. Oh. Did I do it right? 3595 minus 2, 241. Yep. All right. 3354 would be my answer. All right. So in this lecture video, I show y'all how to subtract vertically and do some application problems. Thank you for watching.